A scientist once proved something so dangerous that the most powerful organization in Europe forced him to deny it in public. His discovery that the Earth moves. They put him on trial for it and showed him the instruments of torture.
They made him kneel and swear his life's work was a lie. But what he whispered afterward became the most famous sentence in science.
For centuries, people believed the heavens were perfect. Flawless crystal spheres turning around a motionless Earth at the center of everything.
Then a math professor named Galileo Galilei heard about a curious Dutch toy, a tube with lenses that made distant things look close. He built his own, made it far more powerful, and then did something no one had thought to do. He pointed it up.
And in a single night, everything changed. The perfect moon had mountains, craters, scars. It was a world, imperfect, just like ours. Then he turned to Jupiter and saw 4 tiny lights that moved night after night, not around Earth, around Jupiter itself. It was the first time in human history that someone had watched another world with its own miniature solar system. Galileo published what he saw and became the most famous scientist in Europe. But every discovery also made him more dangerous. The sun-centered idea wasn't even his. A quiet Polish astronomer named Copernicus had published it decades earlier, right before he died.
For years, everyone treated it as a clever mathematical trick, nothing more. Galileo's problem? He kept insisting it was reality.
So the church drew a line. In 1616, the moving Earth was officially declared contrary to Scripture.
Galileo received a personal warning. Discuss it as a hypothesis if you must, but never defend it as fact. He agreed. Sort of.
Then, a miracle. Years later, his friend and admirer, Cardinal Barberini, became the Pope. The doors seemed to open again. The new Pope allowed him to write about both systems, as long as he stayed perfectly neutral. Galileo went home and started writing. His new book was a conversation between 3 characters debating how the universe works, and it was anything but neutral. The character defending the old Earth-centered view was named Simplicio. Yes, it sounds exactly like what you think it sounds like. Worse, Simplicio, the fool of the book, repeated arguments the Pope himself had used in private conversations with Galileo. The most powerful man in Europe opened the Besselstyn Book of the Year and saw himself as the punchline. The friendship was over. The book was seized, and an aging, half-blind Galileo was ordered to Rome in the dead of winter. He was about to face the Inquisition, the tribunal that had burned men for far less.
1633. No lawyers, no jury. Just an old man, alone, facing judges who already believed he was guilty.
The charge rested on that old warning. His book, they said, broke his promise on every single page.
Galileo tried a bold defense, claiming his book actually argued against the moving Earth. Nobody bought it, not for a second. Then came the moment that breaks the heart. They showed him the instruments of torture. He was 69 years old.
The verdict, vehemently suspected of heresy. Kneeling before the cardinals, he read a statement swearing to abjure, curse, and detest his own discovery.
The idea he knew was true, renounced out loud, word by word, in front of the men who could burn him. Legend says that as he rose from his knees, he whispered, "Eppur si move." And yet it moves.
His sentence, house arrest for the rest of his life. His book banned. Publishing anything ever again forbidden. The Inquisition thought they had silenced him forever. Instead, they had just given the old man something priceless: time to write. Locked in his villa, going blind, Galileo secretly wrote one final book on motion, falling objects, and the hidden mathematics of the world. The manuscript was smuggled out of Italy and published in 1638, far beyond the reach of the Inquisition. Galileo lost the trial. He lost his freedom. He lost his books. But he did not lose history. Every spacecraft we launch, every satellite in orbit, every picture of the solar system, all of it because one old man refused to stop looking up. It took the church until 1992 to admit he was right. So, who should we cover next? Newton, Tesla, or Einstein? Comment below.